2 million credits for 1 lap. Sounds fantastic. Let's help you do it. So this week's time challenge is Watkins Glen short course with the Alpine A110 Premier Edition 2017. So you can use your car from the garage, or you can rent an event specific car. So we're going to select a car from garage. You need to change car to be your own garage car. Now the performance, any tuning parts that you have on this car will be stripped. It will be set to a BOP performance, so it doesn't matter what you've got on the car, except you do need the correct tyres. So you do need to put the sports hard tyres, which are the requirements for this event. The best way to understand how to be fast and achieve that 3% difference to the world record time, to achieve that 2 million credits, is to watch other drivers. So we're going to head over to qualifying time ranking, and we're going to look over to global leaderboard, and we're going to look down the list and look for people. Sometimes you will look for people that you recognize, and it's good to see you get familiar with those drivers. So GT7 Racing is always up there at the top, but the replay isn't available for his particular lap time. Looking at some of these, let's try Metal Gear. So he's one of the fastest drivers in the world right now, and we're going to choose to play replay. We're going to watch exactly what they do and try and replicate that. So we're going to head over to play replay, choose to play replay, and we want to change the view. So we're going to pause it 1 second, head over to replay options, display all race info, switch over to the view that you play from, and then we're going to play the replay and watch exactly what they do. We're going to look for their braking reference points, and we're going to look to see where they, so it's just before they turn in 4th gear through the first corner, on the gas quite early, using a lot of exit curb to make the most of that. Through this sequence of corners here, it looks like you're just completely flat, riding a bit of curb. 5th gear through here, no lifting at all. We can't see any hint of a lift. 5th gear, hanging on a long time to 5th gear, shifting up into 6th gear, looking for the braking reference into the bus stop now, and it looks like they're going to get right over the left hand side, looking for reference points, maybe jump to 200. 5th gear, 4th gear through here, short shifting back up to 5th gear, taking a lot of curbs through there. That seems to be quite the most efficient way to do it. 4th gear round the long sweeping right hander, and hanging 4th gear for a long time. A lot of exit curb on the corner exit. 2 corners remaining, looking for a braking reference here. It could be around the 300 board. It is just on the 300 board. 4th gear through here, aggressive turn in, I think. A lot of exit curb used on the exit. 4th gear with an incredibly aggressive throw in. 4th gear through that corner as well, and run to the line. So that is what they've done. Now we're going to try and replicate that ourselves. So here we are in the time trial kind of menu screen. I've already set a time. I can talk you through that lap time a little bit later, but I think I can beat that time live while I'm trying to explain this to you now. So what we can do first of all is look at the ranking board again, go back to global ranking, and because Metal Gear has the replay icon next to him, we can actually load that as a ghost. That was the ghost we've literally just watched. We know exactly what they did. Now we can follow exactly what they do. Go over to settings, go down to ghost settings, and what I like to do here is turn off my personal best ghost, display the loaded ghost. That is the one we've just selected. Reset ghost position is on, so every single sector it's going to reset the ghost, and the ghost offset, I have that 0.3. I sometimes play around with this. The higher the number, the further the ghost is in front of you. So if you like to be close to the ghost, reduce the number. If you like to have them a little bit further in advance, you can increase this number. 0.3 is roughly what I use anyway. So let's just repeat what we did. Now the important thing to do in the replay that you just watched, I would move every braking reference that we saw them do, move it 5 or 10 meters further up the track, so that we are safely braking into these braking zones. So we're going to get the screen on now. 4th gear through this final corner, get ourselves warmed up here. Now it was an aggressive turn in. We're not going to be quite so aggressive. The way this car feels, it actually feels like it's got quite a bit of grip, so you can be reasonably aggressive. The ghost will appear as we cross the line. we're looking for our first braking reference point. Is there's a little tyre mark on the ground here, down to 4th gear. A bit too deep on the brakes there for ourselves. Bad scrappy corner exit, but it's not too bad, not too shabby. Trying to follow the Ghost all the way through this sequence here, leaving the shift up to 6th gear very late, as they did as well. So just about here, up to 6th. Now down this back straight there's going to be a checkpoint. The Ghost will reset again back to that 0.3 gap, and we're looking for a reference point here. So you can go by where their brake lights come on. That's going to be a track cut for us. That's not going to be ideal, but we're going to learn from that. Leave it in 4th gear around here. We're a bit much wider than they are, so that is something we need to improve on. But although the lap is invalid, we're still going to be able to learn the rest of the track. Now the 300 board I think is where the braking reference is. Down 2 gears to 4th gear. A little bit of corner exit there, we're good there. 4th gear again here. There's a big kick of oversteer on that downshift. It actually works really well actually. Now that would have been quite a good lap time I think. Let's see what it would have been. So it would have been a gold lap time. 22 seconds is the gold, but it was an invalid lap time. But we can beat that anyway. A big chunk of curb there, on the gas as early as we can. And looking at the delta in the middle of the screen, we're actually up on our previous lap time, which is good. We're a little bit wide and scrappy through there, but not too bad. Now we need to brake a little bit earlier for the bus stop chicane I think, and probably be a bit less aggressive with our downshifts. The car was very unstable on the downshifts, so we're going to get on the brakes earlier, flow the car in, a bit less curb this time, much better for us. Much better indeed that was. Now I'm going to try and get off the gas here, get the car into the apex. We're just waiting for it, waiting for the point where you know you can confidently get on the gas and never let off again. And that was way better for us. So we're up on our personal best, and we've still got a valid lap time. So I think we're looking good here, guys. 300 board is the braking reference. Careful on them downshifts. You don't want to snatch it too aggressively on the downshifts. And then 4th gear for the final corner. Missed the apex there a little bit, but we're going to run it to the line. So this is going to be a gold lap time. That's how it's done, guys. Just keep repeating the process over and over again, but we're going to go faster than this. Okay, let's make it happen this time, guys. So up to 6th gear, looking for the braking reference. Down to 4th gear, get the car to rotate a little bit so we can get on the gas as early as we can. That's looking pretty good, guys. We're up on the delta, I think. Going to keep the car tucked in to the inside through here. Bit of rotation on the curb, that's nice. Turned in a bit too early for that there, but we're going to get away with it. Shifting up at the curb on the right hand side. And now we're looking for the 400 board as the braking reference into the bus stop chicane. Trail the brakes in there, guys. Much better that time. Rev it out in 4th gear, leave it in 4th gear, get the car to the apex. That's nice, and much nicer in 4th gear I think that is, guys. Need to make sure we don't run too wide on corner exit. That was borderline over the line, that was, guys. 300 board is the braking reference into the left-hander. Delay our downshift to 4th, get the car rotated but not too much. And then final corner, get that 4th gear rotation as we switch in, and we're looking good on corner exit, up on our personal best, but it's not going to be a 20, and it's not even going to be our personal best, so we'll see what we can do. More time on the table here, guys. I think that was pushing that slow corner exit there, guys. We pushed a bit too much on the corner entry, which compromised the corner exit, and the corner exit sets you up for a very long flat out section. So it's more important to get a corner exit than a corner entry into turn 1. As you can see, we're losing time on the delta all the way down this part of the track, but the lap isn't over yet. In that 4th gear, and you can get on the gas pretty early in this car, guys. It's quite safe on throttle. It's not too much power, nice amount of grip. Run to the line, what's that going to be? Just not quite in the 1:20s, but a pretty solid lap time. Let's see what we can do on lap 2. We're going to exit, I think, better than we did on the lap before, just about gaining on that delta, although we are down. We should be able to get a better line through the bus stop chicane this time, revving it out until we get to the curb and then shifting up to 6th gear. We are fractionally creeping in on our delta, so that was a better exit from turn 1. Looking now, 400 board a bit before. We'll try and flow through with a bit less speed. That was a bit neater, a bit scrappy on the exit, but try and get the car dragged back to that apex in 4th gear. That's looking good, I think. We'll be able to get the drive out the corner. Got gaining on the delta. Oh, it's close, guys. What can we do in the last 2 bends to gain a fraction of time here? 300 board is good. Let's try and flow the car in nicely. That's looking pretty good, I think. It's going to be close. The car does slide, but it's safe to slide. And it's going to be almost exactly the same lap time as the previous lap time. And we're not going to sneak into the 1:20. However, these times are easily safe for gold. So to recap some of the very significant braking reference points into turn 1, I look for the tyre mark that is on the floor just before the 300 board. That's what I use as my braking reference point. I gauge my braking point in regards to that reference point, and then I go on the brakes all the way down to 4th gear for turn 1. Into the bus stop chicane, the 400 board is what you're looking for. You want to be getting on the brakes, but I don't think you want to be slamming onto the brakes, because actually getting the car stopped and threading through the chicane here is actually incredibly difficult. You want to be taking a lot of curb, so you want to be bouncing the curbs, but not too much, because if you go to the inside of the curb it can really upset the car. But you want to be flowing through with as little steering input as possible, really cutting to the inside here. Basically you can use all of the curb. The track limits is the grass, so as long as you have 2 wheels on the curb you are good to go. I think flowing through there in 4th gear works best, and then you want to try as much as possible to get the car back down into 4th gear if you've shifted to 5th gear for this long sweeping right-hander. Get the car hugged onto the curb. That helps to drag the car around. Staying in 4th gear helps a lot, and then figure out how early you can be on the gas, so you can just get on the gas and exit as soon as you can. Into the left-hander now. I think around the 300 meter board is where you want to be on the brakes, but you can also use the dotted line across the track as another reference point as well. So you'd be coming into here flat out, and you want to be getting on the brakes, down 1 gear immediately, and then time your downshift into 4th gear to just allow the car to kick the rear end, rotate the car into the corner, and then on the corner exit you can upshift to 5th gear, sweep out as far as you can. You can go over the curb here, just keep 1 set of tyres to the inside, and then it's another downshift back to 4th gear, which makes the car rotate as you come into the corner, clipping the corner, and get on the gas as soon as you can. Be careful to avoid brushing the wall, but you want to be using as much track width as possible on corner exit, and then you run to the line, and then hopefully that's going to be a gold lap time for you. So hopefully with this track and lap guide, this is going to be able to get you a solid gold. Let me know in the comments below how you're getting on so far this week. This is only open for another 7 days depending when you watch the video. The lap time should be stable by now. This has been open for a week already, so there should be no surprises when it comes to that gold time changing too much. If you have enjoyed this video, then make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, check out on screen other videos which you may find interesting in Gran Turismo 7. Also, don't forget to check out the description below for everything you need to know about other videos for GT7 or anything for GT Omega. I've got an exclusive discount code for GT Omega. CD5 is a discount code. Check out the links in the description below.